Howdy y'all and welcome. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. As you can see, we got more winter weather and severe weather to talk about today as we have a marginal risk down here in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this before we get into the winter weather. The main risks today are going to be a hail and wind threat, as that is really low wind threat. There is no tornado threat to speak of, so that's good. As we move off into hump day, there is a slight risk for severe weather in Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska. All hazards are possible tomorrow, though, as a 5% chance has been issued over here by Missouri, Kansas, and even a 2% chance surrounding that. That goes all the way down into Texas, though. Then as we take a look at the damaging wind threat, there is a slight risk for that over here in Missouri and Kansas with a 5% chance surrounding that as well. Then as we take a look at the hail threat, that's a significant chance as there is a 15% hatched zone over Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska with a 5% chance surrounding that as well. But then as we move up into Thursday, there is a bigger area for severe weather as there's a slight risk which expands from Illinois on over in Iowa down into Texas. So let's go ahead and take a look at the time frames of when you could expect the worst from the severe weather. And to take a look at this, we're going to take a look at the HRRR model. We're going to zoom in here. Keep in mind that date and time is up here if you ever want to keep track. And keep in mind that damaging winds and large hail is the only thing you have to worry about. It's looking like this is going to occur through the late evening into overnight hours tonight, so you definitely could be waking up by rumbles of thunder and some hail. And watch out for some high winds as well. We can see that at this time they're going to be ramping up to right around 20 to 30 mile an hour. So definitely watch out for the potential for power outages. And if you have anything blowing around out there you don't want blowing around, or even from large hail, make sure you put it up, because it definitely looks like some gusty winds is going to be possible tonight. As we move off into hump day, you can see we got a bigger threat for severe weather in the central part of the country again. So we push further into hump day. We can see not much is really going on up until we get into the late evening into possibly the overnight hours. You can see that some clusters of storms centered over southeastern Nebraska. Most of these are going to be causing some large hail, as that's a pretty big threat within this zone. Now keep in mind that tornadoes is also a threat, as this is looking to be a nocturnal threat. So make sure you have a way to get alerted. Make sure you know where to go when that tornado warning goes off. And don't be scared. Be prepared. Looking like right around 10 o'clock through right around midnight is the timing of when I would expect the worst. Now, as we take a look at the parameters, we'll take a look at the significant tornadic parameters first. This puts all the ingredients for to cause tornadoes into one run. Now, I don't mean that tornado is going to happen within that whole area. It just means that conditions are favorable. So we can see right around midnight, you can see right around 1 to 2 out of 10. And of course, we get outside of the tornadic zone. We still got tornado parameters off the charts. Please remain weather aware tomorrow night. If you take a look at the wind gusts, we're going to be dealing with even higher winds tomorrow, almost 44 mile an hour winds. Definitely, again, just like today, watch out for high winds, hail, and tornadoes tomorrow night. Now, to take a look at the timing for today's severe threats, we're going to have to take a look at the NAM3 kilometer model. Here on Weatherbell, push off into Thursday, we see we got a lot of snow going on in the Mountain West. We'll cover that here in a little bit. Now keep in mind, we do not know what the main threats are going to be on Thursday just yet. So keep that in mind and make sure you stay tuned to my X and Facebook pages. I'll have links to those in the description down below. I do daily weather updates on there, so make sure you go check that out. Be much greatly appreciated. So it's looking like this could be another nocturnal threat, but I want to show y'all something that probably looks more eye appealing to y'all, which would be the significant tornadic parameters. I know I showed y'all this earlier, but look at this, guys. Off the charts down here in Oklahoma. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they upgrade the risk zone. Just look at that, guys. Off the charts, significant tornadic parameters. Now, this is probably overdoing it, most likely. I don't want to cause any fear or panic. We don't do fear-based weather here at Williams Weather at all. It's definitely looking like we could be dealing with a pretty big severe weather day on Thursday, but there could be some fail modes, so keep that in mind. Then we're going to take a look at the lightning flash density rate. This shows us where the most intense storms could fire up at. So we can see, if we move off into the afternoon hours, into possibly the late evening hours, we can see storms are going to start to ramp up right around this time. So my thinking of when severe weather could fire up could be right around 3 o'clock through right around 6, 7 o'clock. We could be dealing with some severe weather through the late evening hours as well, especially further east. So definitely keep that in mind. The next couple days, just make sure, since these are going to be nighttime severe weather events, make sure you have a way to get alerted. Now, anytime is dangerous to get a tornado, but nighttime is probably the most dangerous because you can't even see a tornado coming. So just please, again, make sure you have a way to get alerted and be hyper weather aware for the next 3 days. There's also going to be a chance for flooding, as well. As you can see, there's a slight risk for flooding centered over Texas up into Tennessee. We take this out 72 hours. We can see that there's going to be right around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall with locally higher amounts. So see a flooded roadway, turn around, do not drown. Live in a low-lying area, please be aware of this. Now, the main driver behind the severe weather for the next 3 days is going to be the temperatures. You can see we're going to be in the mid-70s today. Amongst the central half of the country, that's going to fuel some big storms for tonight. And as we head off into Hump Day, you can see same story again. Even more fuel for severe weather. So we're going to be dealing with some 80s down here in Oklahoma and Texas. But then as we move off into Thursday, we can see that we're going to be dealing with even more instability. 90s down here in southwestern Texas. So definitely a lot of instability and moisture to work with. So we take a look at the dew points as well. Now, I don't want to bore y'all. I hope I'm not boring y'all. As we take a look at the moisture, we already know the instability is pretty high for the next 3 days. As we take a look at the dew points, we had a lot of moisture in the atmosphere for the next 3 days. Dew points are going to be relatively high for this time of year. Definitely a lot of fuel for the next 3 days. So again, I can't stress this enough. Please be hyper weather aware. Know where to go when that severe weather warning goes off. So let's go ahead and take a look at the winter weather. As we take the alerts off here, we're done with severe weather. Now, as y'all can see, we got some winter weather alerts out here out west. We had some up there in the northeast from Friday into Saturday. I know some of y'all asked that. Now, we got some winter weather going on out west. As winter storm watches and advisories go out until Thursday. Let's go and take a look at the NAM 3 kilometer here on Radar Omega for the winter weather side of things. See, as I push this forward, there's going to be some intense snow bands for the next couple days up here in the Mountain West. We'll finally be done with the snow out here over by Oregon, as those advisories go out until this afternoon, actually. But in Colorado, just expect some slick road conditions to occur through Thursday. Be careful if you're heading out on the roads. As we take a look at the snow totals through Thursday for the entire western part of the country, we can see that on average, right around 8 to 12 to locally higher amounts possible. Definitely, please be careful if you're heading out the roads. Use your common sense, turn on those headlights. It's looking like we could be dealing with some pretty treacherous conditions for the next few days. So now that we know we got some severe weather and winter weather going on for the next 3 days, let's go and take a look at what kind of temperatures we could expect for the next couple weeks. Now, I'm sure you already know for the next 3 days we're going to be pretty warm out here out east. 70-degree temperatures as far north as Michigan by 1 o'clock. Really nice today, so get there, enjoy the day. It'll be cold out west, of course. Warming up, cooling down, warming back up again, cooling way down by Friday as that cold front's going to be moving through, bringing some intense weather for much of the central half of the country where that slight risk is. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they increase that risk area to an enhanced risk, but make sure you stay tuned to my social medias. I will keep you all updated on those. But then as we move up into the weekend, we can see that we're going to be drastically cooling down. Then we're going to warm back up again. Now, it's looking like the first day of spring is going to be bringing some really cold temperatures. Mother Nature is going to be giving us a bag of tricks. But don't worry, though, because after the 19th, it's looking like we're going to be coming back into a major warm-up out east. So that's good. Now, how much above or below average are we going to be? We can see that we're going to be way above average for the next couple days. Out west is going to be dealing with some below average temperatures. Then as we head towards the end of the month, right on the 19th, as I said, we're going to be right around 20 degrees by this time. As the first day of spring is going to be rolling in, we're going to be way below average out east. But then, as we head towards the end of the month, we'll be heading back into this above average temperature trend. Now, according to the Climate Protection Center, it's saying that we're going to be heading into a cooling trend, as we're going to be below average from Texas on up into Ohio, but above average out west and up here in the northeast. Of course, Alaska, you're going to be above average. Hawaii, you're going to be sort of below average. The next 8 to 14 days, as we head towards the end of the month, looks like it's about the same story. Looks like much of Florida is going to be a little bit below average, so it's looking like spring is going to be coming in a little cooler than normal. We're going to be heading into sort of a late spring. If you haven't checked out my spring outlook, please go check it out. I break down whether or not we're going to be heading into an early spring or late spring. In my opinion, I think we're going to be heading into a late spring, but just go check it out for me. I would greatly appreciate it. So now that we know what the temperatures are going to be looking like, it's looking like we're going to be warming up, and then we're going to be cooling down as we head into the first day of spring, but then warming back up again as we head towards the end of March. So take a look at the precipitation. We already know we got some winter weather and severe weather for the next 3 days. We can fast forward through that. As we take a look at Friday, we got some soggy conditions going on down here in Texas, on up into the northeast with some snow out west still going on. A little bit dry over here by Tennessee, Kentucky, and Missouri. Dealing with some lake effect snow potentially up here in Canada and Michigan. We're going to dry out a little bit as we head into the first day of spring. Look like we could be coming into some really cold temperatures due to this troughing pattern that's going on. We're going to remain dry for quite a while, so it's looking like this soggy pattern we've been in for quite some time. We're finally going to get a relief from that, y'all. And according to the Climate Prediction Center, is saying just that. Much of the country is going to be below average to near normal, except for down here from Arizona down into Florida and up here by Alaska and up here in Montana and Maine. In the next 8 to 14 days, though, it's looking like we're going to be sort of above average for really much of the country. So don't get used to this drying period just yet, y'all, because the Climate Prediction Center is saying that we're going to be coming into this above average precipitation pattern. Now I want to show y'all a sneak peek at the solar eclipse forecast. This will definitely change between now and then. I'm just wanting to show y'all what this could possibly look like. Push off into the 8th. Now this is the most unreliable model you can go with, the CFS. So just please take this with a grain of salt. I'm just wanting to show y'all what it could potentially look like. Keyword is there could be. It's looking like, that's only going to show us the early morning hours. Of course, the solar eclipse here at the Williams Weather headquarters is going to occur at 3 o'clock. I'll be out there potentially live streaming it. I don't know yet. We'll figure that all out. It's looking like we could be coming into some soggy conditions down here in Texas. Now the solar eclipse is going to occur here. So it's looking like over here by Indiana, we're going to be pretty dry. But definitely, this will definitely change between now and then. So definitely stay tuned. I will have further updates as we move forward. I hope y'all liked the video. Make sure if you do, make sure you hit that like and share button. More folks are informed about the weather. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below as well with bell notifications turned on so you never miss an upload. And also go follow my Rumble channel. I'm trying to grow that. I'd greatly appreciate it if you go follow that as well. And don't forget to leave some feedback in the comment section down below. Feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better and more informative content in the future. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching. And until next time, never stop forecasting.